Hey, sixth grade, welcome to our last lesson for chapter 2. And what we're going to be doing is looking at this formula here that tells us to use the percent proportion. And this is the percent proportion, which is part divided by whole equals your percent. So let's take a look here and see what's going on. All right, so we're going to be seeing questions that are asking you to find 15 is 30% of what number, okay? We're not sure what the number is, so we're going to have to use what we know here. And we know that 15 is the part. Okay, so 15 is your part, and of course, 30% is the percent, okay? So what we need to do is set up your proportion. So what they did was they put 15, whoops, let's go back here. They put 15 on top of blank. Okay, we don't know what our whole is. So we have 15 on top of the whole, okay, equals 30%. All right, and the other step we have to do is place 30% as a fraction of 30 over 100. And that's what we've been doing the past few weeks. All right, so the thing is we have to find the missing whole. So in order to do that, we're going to say 15 over, let's use x. We're going to start some algebra. Okay? Equals 30 over 100. All right. So what they're doing now is they're working backwards. They're saying 30 and 15. And if you see what they did here, they divided by 2 in order to get from 30 to 15. So we're going to do the same thing here. And we're going to do 100 divided by 2. And if we do 100 divided by 2, we get 50. All right, so that means that x equals 50. All right, let's look here what they did for number 4. Let's fill in some blanks here, okay? Remember, this is the part, this is the whole, and this is the percent. All right, so let's fill some numbers in here. All right, so my part is 225. All right, my percent is 75. And the whole is what we don't know yet. So let's put an X in there. Okay. All right, so let's type in, let's clear this up again. So we have 225 equals 75. And this is our X. Okay. Since 75 times blank equals 225, multiply 100 by that. So we have to say 75 times what equals 225. We can do that by going backwards and saying 225 divided by 75 equals 3. So we're going to put a 3 in there. So then we're going to multiply 100 by 3. Okay, and if we do 100 times 3, we get 300. All right, so 225 is 75% of 300. Sorry, that's a bad 300. 300. Okay, let's look at what's going on here for number 4. All right, I filled in everything here for you. So let's just kind of look at what's going on here in the box. All right, so the question is 225 is 75% of what number? All right, so it's part over whole. Just remember that because that's our main formula. Whoops. The main formula we're using is part over whole equals the percent. Okay, so what we have here is part over whole equals percent. And when we write percent, we write it as a fraction as 75 over 100. Okay, so I filled in 225 is the part. What number is your whole? So that is what we're trying to find, okay? Which in this case, I substituted an x in here. We're going to find out what x is, okay? All right, so let's clear it up here a little bit. We have 225 over x equals 75 over 100, okay? Now, because 75 times 3 equals 225, we need to do the same thing to the bottom. 100 times 3 equals 300. So the tricky part here is we're going to be looking at we're going to be looking a little backwards because you're used to going from left to right. So we're going to be going from right to left, okay? And it says here, since 75 times 3 equals 225, multiply 100 times 3. Let me rewrite that a little bit. There we go. 3 times 100 gives us 300. So 225 is 75% of 300. So go ahead and take a minute and work on your got it. Okay, so if you look at D, I set it up as 75 over your whole, I'm just using W, equals 15 over 100. Okay, that's your percent. So what I did was I said 15 times 5 equals 75. So now I'm going to do 100 times 5 equals whatever W is. In this case, it is 500. Okay, so if you look at letter E, we're going from a bigger number to a smaller number. For D, we were going from a smaller number to a bigger number, okay? So since we're going from a bigger number to a smaller number, we're going to have to divide. So 36 divided by what equals 9? And if you do 36 divided by 4, you get 9. So now we have to do 100 divided by 4. And if we do 100 divided by 4, we end up with 25. Okay? So 9 is 36% of 25. All right, so I went ahead and put the answers here for F and G. So if you guys want, go ahead and try and use your formula. This is going to be your bread and butter right here. All right? And see if you can get the 10 and the 20 like I got for F and G.